Hey everybody, welcome to Jet Live. I'm here with Gadi Zaig.
Zaig.
Zaig. I got it wrong again. There we go.
Zaig.
Um, short short-term memory. Um, and and so let me just open up the page in case there's any comments and stuff.
Cool.
Oh, there we go. Still getting used to this. Calling anybody who's ready to help me figure out how to schedule these beforehand so they're already on the page. I have been looking at that kind of stuff, but I would appreciate the input and the help. Um, Anybody from our community or anybody anywhere, that would be awesome. But it's great to have you, Gadi, on here.
Thank you for having me.
We've worked together in
A lot of stuff.
a few things. Um, and it's been really fun and really great to have you part of the community. Here we go. Here we go. So there we go. How you doing, Gadi? How's it going? How's it been?
Busy. Just nonstop writing, academia stuff. It's full-time student double majoring, so you can imagine it's Zoom classes all day. Like you got one Zoom class, half an hour break, go into the next Zoom meeting.
And what are you?
Crazy.
What's your double majors?
So it's English literature is my first one, and my second one's Spanish Latin American studies at the Hebrew University.
Hebrew University, and you made it a point to say writing academia. Are you writing other things? Are you focusing? Are you taking the time to? I know you were working on something. You've told me about it a few times. Are you taking the time now during this this COVID? We're just going to call it COVID-19. Okay, COVID-19, coronavirus, whatever. The thing. He who must not be named. Is that's Lord
We're using the
Voldemort?
pronoun he.
Or
never mind. That was a that was a joke. Bad joke.
It's okay. Bad jokes, good jokes. We accept it all on this on Jet Live.
Cool.
So are you working on any plays, playwriting, something at the moment?
Well, you see, that's the thing. That's exactly the issue I have, because I know a lot of people are like taking this time to stay at home. A lot of creators are taking this time to stay at home to create stuff, write a lot of cool stuff, and it's amazing. The issue that I have now is that I'm in my current most difficult semester yet. I'm taking about the most courses I've ever taken in a semester, and that unfortunately has been preventing me from creating and writing creatively, because I made this rule that academia comes first. And so before writing any plays, I'm still completing assignments and essays, and it's nonstop work. So I want to find time to create, but it's my situation is a bit weird and different.
Well, just I'm just going to comment on that. I think that's amazing. Why is that amazing? Because you're still writing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're writing. You can have Celtics or Final Draft. There's all these different writing formulas of how to write scripts, but the fact that you're writing is helpful in general. When you're finished with academia, you're still going to have so much.
Well, yeah, but it's writing academically, not writing creatively. There's like a very big difference between the two, obviously.
Having okay, I actually I beg to differ. I mean, I went to college a little bit before you. Being able to have the arguments and being able to create a story within the academia, yeah, you have to put the footnotes, you have to do the research and put that in there. But I'll tell you something. I was in a meeting with a bunch of theater makers in the States last night, and a lot of them were working on historical musicals. So the amount of research that they need to put into their work and what they're writing is exactly what you're doing now. So your preparation, all of your research, everything that you're writing now will help you. And I think you should be like, kudos that you're saying you're putting priorities. Like right now, it's about studying, it's about writing the academia and being part of the academics and learning as much as I can where I'm at. And I think that's a great lesson for everybody during this time when we have so many. There's so many different projects, there's so many different things they could do. But if you are able to focus on what you're doing in the moment, that's the thing about acting. When you're in the moment, you're focusing on what you're doing in the moment. When you're able to focus on what you're doing in the moment, that kudos to you. That's amazing, and it's going to help you in the long run, because you'll have that background of researching, you'll have that background of writing, and guess what? You know
What?
how all the companies, like we had Starcatcher in here, and we talked about rights.
Yeah.
So there's copyright issues. There are issues with taking someone else's work, even in the framework of theater. So by you working on academia and really being careful about what you're writing and making sure you're quoting all the right people and putting all of that information in there, we need to do the same thing as theater makers. We need to make sure that we're giving credit where it's due, and we're getting the right information. So it's all preparation, and it's amazing that you're focusing. I'm gonna just say thank you to Miriam Metzinger and Aviva Weisel and Asher Halperin, David Gelman and Sarah Duray for joining with us. Asher and Miriam, say hi. And after my advice session, we'll put it back to you, Gadi. So you're focusing now on academia, but you were writing, right? Do you want to talk a little bit about your projects, about what you've been working on?
Well, many I'm currently writing, currently in development. It's going back to my previous point about academia. It's not like writing academically. It's not like I'm going to be writing something that's going to be, I guess, performed or presented to the public. It's mainly just essays delivered to my professors, etc. But I would like to just, I guess, create something of substance, if you know what I mean. It's essentially the main, to centralize my current issues into one sentence. It's academia is forcing me to postpone my creative interests because I'm putting it first. Like I remember, I think I told you I wanted to write plays, and I said I would write a play and I would send it to you, and then you would look at it. Academia has now postponed that by a whole year, so I'm still writing that.
You're in good company. You know why?
Why?
Because from what I'm hearing, Broadway is postponed for a whole year. you're in great company, because we're all postponed. We're all at a time where our projects we're in the preparation phase. We're in the we can wait. We need to wait a little bit longer kind of phase. And I was talking with Hanan Lieberman today earlier, and he just had a kid, and so
oh wow, congrats to him.
So taking the time to be with his kid and not going for gigs so much, it kind of fell into the exact moment that worked. It works really well for him, and same for you. Like you're focusing now on the academia, and you can take that time to do that, especially now when creativity is like if you wanted to write something on the side or whatever, but creativity is really we don't have the theaters to even go into. We have the Zoom readings and we have whatever, but the theaters are all waiting for us to
Yeah,
go back to
but
doing live.
that's why it's the perfect time to get on your laptop, right, and create whatever you can during this time, because it's like if everything's shut down, take the time, take the opportunities to create stuff. And I'm in a certain predicament where I can't do that. So and so that's kind of the issue. Like I would like to start and finish a few creative projects unrelated to academia before I finish my studies, but it's so difficult to like find the time. So it's like, okay, am I just gonna have to wait until I finish my BA and then start everything that I want to start? Because it's like I have all these plans and they're all written down. I'm like trying to find the time. So it's a very weird predicament that I'm in, but yeah.
We all are looking for time, and I think Stephen Schwartz in his interview with Ken Davenport in the beginning of all this, one of the first live posts Ken Davenport did, and what kind of got me doing this, he said like we've been given a lot of time now, like because we can be home or whatever, but again, I have to say it's really like and Sarah DeRay, by the way, she says kudos to you for like finding the time to focus on the priority is really hard during this time because there's so much going on. Even we think there's not, but there's so much going on right now. From our homes, we could go virtually to anywhere with all this virtual stuff. So focusing on what you're focusing on is she says kudos. So that's
Oh, thanks.
really great. Toby Greenwald is saying you can make the time, and that's true for anything. Yeah. So you can take even 5 minutes, Gadi, to write a 5-minute creative.
I mean, I've done that.
Sentence, and I know, I believe you have, but that's enough.
That's enough.
You're creating.
Like it's one of my creative things because like being an English major has now, in addition to playwriting, has now inspired me to write poetry because in the past when I was in high school, I wrote a lot of songs. I was a music major. I think I told you that before.
Yeah.
And writing songs and then inspiring me to write poetry through the English department. And so, I mean, that's an example. Yeah, I take the time 5 minutes to write a poem just because like I don't know if I want to like write a collection of some sorts. I create all this stuff and I'm like, the question is, what exactly, I don't really know what exactly is my plan here. Am I going to publish them? I mean, I would like to, but it's like, I have no idea what the end game is. Like I think it was Edgar Allan Poe who said, create art for the sake of art. I'm not sure if that was him that quoted it, but like, it's a good quote that I really like.
Create art for the sake of art. That's what artists do. We don't even know if we're gonna have audiences for most of what we do, and we just need to do it. A lot of it's just to do it for ourselves. That's a great quote.
What I love about art is that also there's a great quote in Hamilton in the song Room Where It Happens, where I think it's like Lin Miranda states, I want to create something that's going to outlive me. And I think that's something that's beautiful about art, especially in my department where we're literally reading literary texts by people that have been dead for centuries. I mean, the biggest example is Shakespeare, of course.
Yeah.
Because you can't go wrong with it.
But he lives on. He lives on.
No, that guy lives. He lives forever. Like that's just
Theater in the Rough. Theater in the Rough is having auditions.
Exactly.
They just announced that they're actually they're going ahead with auditions.
I saw that.
In the summer. So he lives on, and people are taking his works and adapting them, making all these amazing things with them. Even Sophocles lives on. Tonight at 2 a.m. in the morning. If you're up, I'm actually going to be up for it. They're doing.
I'll probably be up for a different reason.
Yeah, Oedipus the King, and they talk about how like
great play. Amazing work.
Yeah, and Sophocles, he's still around. So I just want to ask a question. Daniel Lewin, first of all, he says, Gadi!
Daniel!
Your resident Paragua man. He said, now that you've done In the Heights, which was like, you talk about
highlight of my life.
The highlight of your life right now, right?
Yeah. Best role I ever
You've
did.
got much more. You've got much more to go. What's the next dream show and role that you would like to do one day?
The next role I would like to play in any. That's a tough question. I don't know. I mean, this is going to sound very generic, but I would just say Alexander Hamilton in Hamilton.
Okay.
I mean, I would like to rap more on stage because, poetry and rap, sometimes when I write a poem, I kind of think I could easily rap to this as I'm writing it. I could, because
totally.
they just do it so well. Yeah.
Do you have something right now that you want to share?
Yeah. Well, don't call me out right now. I'm not. I'm too busy.
Okay. But yeah, it's so true. I like to do an exercise where you take a song and instead of singing it, you just act it out, or you take a monologue instead of saying it, you sing it, and you can do that.
Performing your own monologue that you write.
Yeah, but doing it as like a song, even rapping it. And that really, it shows, like, even, by the way, Toby Grunwald wrote that Leonard Cohen was a poet before he was a songwriter. So
I think, yeah, I remember reading that somewhere. That's true. I think also, what's his name? He won the Nobel Prize in Literature. I think it was Bob Dylan that wrote.
We were talking about him today.
He also wrote poetry and then ended up winning the Nobel Prize for Literature, which I found that very cool, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, there was totally relevant to our conversation. I remember I was watching your previous live stream, and I remember something really smart that Marnie said when you did your interview with her, where she said smart actors create, and I'm like, that could not be more true, because especially in this time, rather than waiting for roles to come to you, creates that's something that I recommend to all actors. Just create whatever it is, just keep doing it, pursuing it. It's
yeah.
For me, as soon as I finish my assignments, I'll get to that. And
you're going to be so much better for it when you're able to meld the academic side of you with creating, and you'll be so much richer. Especially, you're reading all the greats. Like, all that English literature is really gonna help you be able to just pull out different things. Like you just said you just quoted "Artist for Art's sake."
I think it's also one of the reasons why I chose to study literature, is because it's so relevant to theater and to acting more than I think people realize. Just reading high-level literary texts can help, I think, prepare you as an actor when you get a script and it's maybe something that's complex as probably Shakespeare. And if you have a background in literature and you have these literary skills, that can definitely help you with your performance, especially if you study character, much like you do in literature, and studying their thoughts, their actions, why they do this, etc. Yeah.
I'm just looking at Ellie Greenblatt joined. Thanks,
oh,
Ellie.
Hey.
So she says that Edgar Allan Poe wrote about per se, this poem, which is a poem and nothing more. this poem written solely for the poem.
I think you were breaking up. I couldn't hear you quite completely just there.
She quoted from Edgar Allan Poe about poetry. Like he wrote it poem for poem's sake.
Right. I think that was what I was referring to. I came across that for a course.
What you said was brilliant too.
Yeah,
it really is. I mean, you have songs for the song's sake, art for the art's sake. That's what artists do. We need to have the courage to just go and do and create. And as Marnie said, smart actors create. That's what we got to do, and especially now. I'm going to end it here, and I just want to the message for you, Gadi, and I think for all of us is that focus is really powerful, and when we're focusing in the moment, in the right moment for us, which right now for you is doing all this academia and reading, and it'll inform our creativity, and
you're breaking up.
Can let it breathe. Like sometimes you just need to. You can't. We can. Can you hear me now, Bueller?
I can hear you now. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. By letting ourselves breathe, it can inform our creativity much more, and it'll be much more powerful. I mean, it takes many years sometimes for certain things to be seen. Hamilton, for example, you probably know the story how long it took that to come to the Broadway stage.
7 years it took Lin-Manuel Miranda to write Hamilton. Same with In the Heights. It took him 7 years for 14 years combined to write both musicals. That's a lot of time.
Yeah, but you start something, you let it breathe, and then you come back to it much more after you write all the history and whatnot. So we'll end here.
Already? Wow.
This was really great. I actually, I have a long list for next week. I'm gonna announce everything and what's going on. And this was really great. Thank you so much, Gadi, for joining me tonight. It's great to see you. Hopefully you'll see in person. And I just realized we match.
Blue shirt. I don't know. I don't pay attention nowadays in quarantine. What I pick out from my closet.
Dina's trained me. To recognize when I'm matching. So we have. Thank you. You've been an amazing guest, and it's great to have you at the tail end of this week. Next week we're going to have the Fox family. Can all join us. Daniel and Abigail and Luis, they're all joining us together at 8 p.m. I'm going to get it right this time. We have Shwomit Koali. On Sunday. Monday, we have Luna Inosian. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, from Manila. She's a playwright, and she's going to be talking with me at 2. That evening at 8, we've got Sam Gordon. He does lighting on Broadway. He recently was working on Beetlejuice before COVID, and he's going to be talking to me from New York City. I went to high school with him, so that's really exciting.
That's awesome.
Then on Tuesday, we've got Michael Aiden at 2 o'clock. Yeah, you're hearing all of this on Zoom. Everyone else is watching Facebook Live. Tuesday, we've got at 2 p.m. we've got Michael Aiden, and 8 p.m. we've got Michael Burrell joining us. To 2 Michaels. We've got Michael Tuesdays. Wednesday at 8 p.m. we've got Dale David Boccaccio Honor, and Thursday, May 14th, when South Pacific was supposed to open here at BHML, Gabby Shine will be joining us at 8 p.m. There's a few more slots open next week if anybody wants to join in. And the week after, we have a few awesome guests, and there's a special reunion happening May 24th. Next Normal cast from J Temp House is going to be getting together. yeah, we have a lot of guests coming, a lot of more people coming and joining, and it's so exciting to have everybody that's coming in here. I'm so happy, Gadi, that you joined me here tonight. And that's all for now. That's all, folks. All right,
Cool.
I'm just gonna do this. Bye, everybody.
Bye.